Hey there everyone, Michael here. Today is another Cooking with Michael day, and I have something super special for you. It's the 50s Prime Time Peanut Butter and Jelly Milkshake. Now this recipe was recommended to me by several great friends. Thank you so much again for these recommendations. I really do appreciate it. The Peanut Butter and Jelly Milkshake is relatively easy to make. It only requires 4 ingredients: milk, jelly, peanut butter, and ice cream. And you have a mixer. We're all set to go. This should be very quick. I've never done this before. I can't wait to try it with you. The first step is to combine the peanut butter and jelly together. You can do this in a separate bowl on the side or in your blender. Now I'm going to push these things aside and we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. There are many different types of peanut butter brands. I love that super chunky peanut butter. It's really, really good, but for this recipe, you have to use the extra creamy. 1/4 cup peanut butter. Okay, now here's our 1/4 cup of peanut butter going right in the blender. Now the blender might look a little bit invisible to you because of the green screen, but that is not a bad thing. You know where it's going. Come on, peanut butter, go in there. And now we need 3 tablespoons of grape jelly. I'm gonna count that as 1, and then I'm gonna use another tablespoon with not all the way to the top. I keep doing that. Okay, so here we go. That was 1. There's, that still looks a little high. There's 2, and there's 3. Now we're going to mix up the peanut butter and jelly and get it ready for our next step. Talk about extra creamy. Now as you can imagine, peanut butter and jelly is pretty tough to mix up just by itself in the blender, so that's where the small bowl on the side's not a bad idea. Also, you can use a spoon to mix it up by hand. Now it's time for the ice cream, and as soon as I figure out how to get this open, we're gonna put 3 cups of softened vanilla ice cream into our blender. Come on, you. There we go. There it is. Finally, vanilla ice cream. How do I resist? Just go. Nope. It's for the milkshake. It's for the milkshake. Still. There's 1 cup of vanilla ice cream. There's 2 cups. This is mostly vanilla ice cream in this recipe. It's vanilla ice cream milkshake with peanut butter and jelly flavoring. And there's 3 cups. Now the last ingredient we need is a 1/4 cup of milk. Now when it comes to milkshake recipes, the milk really is a critical piece of it. If it comes out too thick, you might need to add more milk. If it's not thick enough, maybe you need more ice cream to counterbalance the milk. So the milk is really critical. There's 1/4 cup of milk. And now it's time to mix up our ingredients. Let me move this toward the center, and then we're gonna pulse it just like this. Now as you can see, not much is happening, so it doesn't hurt to put a spoon in there. Once everything's safe, you can put it in there without accidentally turning it on. You just mix it up just like this, and then we'll be able to use the blender to mix it all up together. Okay, it's mixed up just a little bit more. Let's try that again. Now it's coming along real well here. I'm just mixing it up just a little bit more on the sides. In the future, what I might do is do the ice cream and milk and then the peanut butter and jelly. That way it's kind of mixed up just a little bit more instead of all kind of staying at the bottom. Just some advice. If you try this at home, give that a try. We are coming along here. Let's do it one more time and it should be ready to try. That looks fantastic. Let's give it a try, see if it needs a little bit more milk, maybe it needs more ice cream. Just want to give it just a little try here and let you know how it is. Bon appetit. Wow, the peanut butter and jelly flavor, it turned out perfectly. The flavor is fantastic. I'm gonna add just a little bit more ice cream just to thicken it just a little bit, and I feel like it's gonna be perfect. Let's do that right now. This is the part where you really have to trust yourself. There's no real measurement I'm going to use here. I'm just gonna grab a big dollop of ice cream just like that and put it right in there. I'm not using any specific measurement. That was probably maybe 1/3 of a cup or so, but I trust myself to, get a rough idea of what I'm looking for, and if it doesn't turn out right, I'll just add more milk and just thin it out a little bit. That looks fantastic. Let's give it a try together. I feel like it needs just a little bit more, maybe the peanut butter and jelly. Maybe I'm starting to thin out that flavor a little bit. Let's go back to that and add a little bit more of those 2 ingredients. A little dollop of jelly and a small dollop of peanut butter. Okay, let's give it one more try together. That tastes great. That's really, really great. I think the flavor has really been nailed on that peanut butter and jelly milkshake. Maybe you could use like some malted milk, maybe a little bit, but I feel like I've really nailed the flavor here. So for the 50s Prime Time milkshake, this is the way to do it. This is the exact replica, but I'm gonna put a little Michael spin on this. Let's get a little bit of that malted milk and try something a little different. Okay, I've got malted milk powder right here. Remember, this is not the official recipe anymore. We're getting into Michael's, customized recipe a little bit. Let's add in 2 tablespoons of malted milk powder and see how it turns out. You'll have to let me know what you think of the small customizations I make on these recipes. Sometimes, I like a little Michael version in there. It's, the original's great, it is, but I feel like I can't capture the same magic. I want to capture that magic that I tasted at 50's Prime Time, so let's give this a try. That is delicious. Wow, the sweetness really hits you a lot more when you add that malted milk powder. I think next time I might add 1 tablespoon of malted milk powder, or maybe add a little bit more milk to this to counterbalance that sweetness just a little bit, but I think we really nailed it. It tastes delicious. Thank you so much for joining me for another Cooking with Michael episode. It was a lot of fun to make the peanut butter and jelly milkshake with you from 50's Prime Time with a few of Michael's customizations in there. If you give this recipe a try at home, let us know in the comments below what you thought of it, and if you thought a little bit more of that malted milk really did add. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me today. Until next time, have a magical day.